I am Viresh Bharat Mohalli, here to present the presentation on Laplace transform. Laplace transform, named after its inventor Pierre Simon Laplace, is an integral transform that converts a function of a real variable t to the function of a complex variable s. Here we have a function f of t defined for all real numbers t greater than 0. Then the unilateral Laplace transform is defined as integral 0 to infinity f of t e to the power minus st dt, and it is represented as capital F of s, where s is a complex number. Bilateral Laplace transform. By extending the limit of integral from minus infinity to infinity, we can define the transform for all function of t. Such a transform is known as a bilateral Laplace transform. But the Laplace transform exists for the certain values of s. Let's see why. Here we have a complex variable s represented as sigma plus j omega. Then the Laplace transform of xt is defined as integral minus infinity to infinity xt e to the power minus sigma t e to the power minus j omega t dt, which is also equal to the Fourier transform of xt e to the power minus sigma t. As we all know that Fourier transform exists when the function is absolutely integrable. So the Laplace transform exists when xt e to the power minus sigma t is absolutely integrable. Such a region of S is called as region of convergence. We'll have more discussion on RC in upcoming slide. For now, we can see that when sigma becomes 0, the Laplace transform is equal to the Fourier transform given that function is absolutely integrable. As we can see that by extending the complex variable by the sigma, we are able to define the Laplace transform for the wide range of functions. ROC, the region of convergence, is the range of variation of S for which the Laplace transform converges. Here we have a function exponential 2t ut. Then according to the region of convergence condition, integral minus infinity to infinity f of t e to the power minus sigma t dt should be absolutely integrable. By solving this, we arrive to the integral 0 to infinity e to the power 2 minus sigma t dt. For this to be absolutely integrable, 2 minus sigma should be negative, that is, sigma should be greater than 2. So for this function, the ROC is a region of a S-plane where the real part is greater than 2. We have seen that Laplace transform converts the function of a real variable t to the function of a complex variable s. Inverse Laplace transform is just opposite of that. The inverse Laplace transform converts the function f of s to the piecewise continuous exponential restricted real function f of t, which has following property, that is, the Laplace transform of f of t equal to the f of s. The inverse Laplace transform of f of s is defined as 1 upon 2 pi j integral alpha minus j infinity to alpha plus j infinity f of s e to the power st ds. Now let's see how, by using the poles of a Laplace transform, we can tell about the sinusoidal and the exponential part of the system. The imaginary part of the poles of a Laplace transform tells about the sinusoidal part of the system, and the real part of the poles tells about the exponential part of the system. Here we have a Laplace transform of sin omega t equals to the s upon s square plus omega square, which has the poles at I omega and minus I omega. As we know that imaginary part of the poles tells about the sinusoidal part. So we can see that the imaginary poles tells the sinusoidal component. Here we have another function e to the power minus at. Then the Laplace transform of e to the power minus at is 1 upon s plus a, and it has a poles at a minus a. So we can see that the real part of the poles tells about the exponential term. Now let's have another function, e to the power minus at sine omega t. Then the Laplace transform of e to the power minus at sine omega t equals to 1 equals to omega upon s plus a square plus omega square, which has poles at minus a plus I omega and minus a minus I omega. So here we have the function which have both exponential and sinusoidal system. So the poles contains both real part and imaginary part. So we can see how poles tells about whether the system contains sinusoidal part or exponential part. Now let's look at the properties of ROC. The ROC of x of s consists of strip parallel to the j omega axis in the s plane. This is because the ROC is depend upon the real part of the complex variable. The ROC does not contains any poles because the function is absolutely integrable in ROC. If xt is finite duration and is absolutely integrable, then the ROC is entire S plane. If xt is right sided signal, that is xt equals to 0 for t greater than for t less than some t naught less than infinity, then then the ROC is of the form, that is real part of S is greater than A max, where A max equals to the maximum real part of any poles of x of s. If x of t is left sided, that is xt equals to 0 for t greater than some t1 greater than minus infinity, then the ROC is of the form real part of s is less than a mean, where a mean equals the minimum real part of any poles of x of s. If xt is two-sided signal, then the ROC is of the form, that is real part of s belongs to a1 to a2. Let's look at the properties of Laplace transform. If we have the Laplace transform of function f1t as f1s and the f2t as f2s, then the Laplace transform of a c1 f1t plus c2 f2t is c1 f1s plus c2 f2s. And according to the scaling and time property, the Laplace transform of f of at equals to the 1 upon mod of a f of s by a. And according to the time shift property, Laplace transform of f of t minus t naught ut minus t naught equals to e to the power minus st naught f of s. And according to the frequency shift property, Laplace transform of e to the power minus at f of t equals to the f of s plus a. We can prove all this property by simply solving the integrals. Let's look at the application of Laplace transform. Laplace transform plays key role in important processes and techniques like finding out the transfer function of the system, getting the frequency response of the system, and stability analysis of the system. Laplace transform is also used to solve the complex differential equation. Here we have y of t and its Laplace transform is y of s. Then the Laplace transform of y dash t is s y of s minus y of 0, and Laplace transform of y double dash t is s square y of s minus s y0 minus y dash 0. Similarly, we can define third, fourth differential in the terms of s and y of s. So we can see that we can convert these to the polynomial forms of s and y of s. So by using this, we can break down the complex differential equation into the simpler polynomial forms, which make it easy to solve the complex differential equations. Let's see how by using the ROC upper Laplace transform we can comment about the causality and stability of a system. For a system to be causal, ROC of its transfer function must be right half of the S-plane, that is to the right of rightmost pole. This does not mean if the function has ROC at the right half of the S-plane, then it is a causal. Here we have example. The transfer function of a LTI system with an impulse response as st e to the power minus t plus tau ut plus tau is h of s equals to e to the power s tau plus by h of s equals to e to the power s tau by s plus 1 with the region of convergence real part of s greater than minus 1. As st is not 0 in the time interval minus t to 0, the system is not causal, but the ROC is right half of the S-plane. So we can see that for the system to be causal, the ROC of transfer function must be the right half of the S-plane, but if the function has ROC has a right half of the S-plane, it does not mean the system to be causal. The LTI system is stable if and only if the ROC of the transfer function includes j omega x's. Here we have a transfer function of a LTI has h of s equals to 1 upon a plus s. The ROC of the function can be real part of s greater than minus a or real part of s less than minus a. For now, let's consider real part of s greater than the minus a. Then the system is e to the power minus at ut. It is causal. If a is negative, then the imaginary axis is included in the ROC. So the system is stable. And if a is positive, the imaginary axis is not included in the ROC, then the system is unstable. Here are some of the references. Thank you.